there I was making a video about getting to infinite with new deck and how I didn't like stuff, and then I got a notification that said patch notes. So let's see what exactly this stuff is. All right, new features. I haven't read this yet. This literally just came out 11:05 a.m. and it is 11:07. All right, so deck builder, building the decks just got easier. Looking forward to that. Albums. Curious how this works. I saw a very scary image on Twitter or X about how you need to use a spotlight key for it. So let's see if that actually happens through the upcoming holiday and New Year shenanigans. We'll be making some time adjustments for what you might expect for upcoming Marvel Snap patch updates. For everyone's awareness and visibility, the next 2 patch updates are tentatively scheduled for 12/5 today and 1/9 next year. We hope everyone understands this takes time. Takes this time to enjoy the season however they'd like, and has fun snapping. Cheers. Okay, let's see. Deck builder. Acquired a sweet new card variant, but not sure what deck to make with it. Use our new deck builder to have a deck built for you. Deck builder analyzes the vast amount of data and statistics from live games, taking your collection into account to build an incredible deck for you to use. Deck builder can be used in the following ways. Upon acquiring card variant, it will build a deck to use that card. While building a new collection, it can finish the deck for you. This works with any number of cards already in the deck from 0 to 1. All right. The data that deck builder uses is upgraded regularly, so you can always count on it giving you a quality deck based on your collection. There are other programs you can use to actually do that. I use Untapped. There's something else, I forgot what it was called, but it does record your collection, and then you can go and look at other people's statistics, but it only takes the statistics really from games from people that are using the app. The games that they play, meaning their decks they use, the stats that they use, and then the stats of the decks that they're going against. So, but this might be a little bit better because it's using live data right from the servers of Snap. So that's great. Now here's what I'm scared about. I'm excited and scared. Albums. Everyone to show off a complete variant set. Well, now you can with albums. Cool. Albums are a set of variants that offer up unique exclusive rewards for collecting them. Nice. Earn rewards for obtaining 3, 6, 9, or 12 variants in an album. Will these be like splits or different variants? It has to be splits. It can't be different variants because Baron Mordo has 3 variants, I think. That's it. My wife was saying, how come Xavier doesn't have any great variants? And he only has 5, so crazy. Variants in an album variants in an album have an indicator in the shop. Okay, I don't know what that means. 4 albums will be available at the launch of this feature, including Venomized Villains, Dan Hip. Oh, that's what it means. Okay, Dan Hip, Jim Lee, and Hellfire Gala, which will launch shortly after. So it's not like a specific character, it's a style. So there's going to be different goals for albums. Okay, more albums will be released in the future. Featured mystery variants. When a new album launches or an album is featured, the premium mystery variant in the daily offer selection of the shop will change to a featured mystery variant. Featured mystery variants will provide a premium mystery variant with an increased chance to provide a variant for a given album. Why is it an increased chance? Why not just a guaranteed one? For example, the Venomized Villain feature mystery variant offers an increased chance to provide a Venomized Villain variant. Well, why would you just not guarantee that it is for the album if it's that? That's pretty stupid. Because what if you're trying to get this album collection and you do the Venom variant and then you get a Dan Hip? Or you get something that really isn't that great. You don't like steampunk and you get a steampunk variant. Why is there a chance for it to not be what you're trying to advertise? Of course, it's just to get money. That's it. It's a pain in the ass. You can purchase these to help to get variants for a specific album, so it's stupid. Featured mystery variants are only available for limited times and may change to feature different albums or content each time it shows up in the daily offer shop. Okay. God, so mad I'm tired. Emotes. Players can now collect and equip new emotes. New emotes have been added to the game. 4 new emotes have been added to the game. Each of these emotes is an album reward, so you can't get them unless you complete an album. The emote selector in-game now scrolls between pages to allow you to see the available emotes. Okay, so you don't have to... My little girl is grumbling. So you don't have to go and like equip emotes, it looks like. They're all available to you. Players can assign favorite emotes. So it's easier for you to do an emote. Players can set per deck which 3 emotes are always listed first. Nice. More emotes will be available in the future. Cool. Spotlight avatar frame. Spotlight avatars have a new unique avatar frame. This also applies to previous earned Spotlight avatars. Interesting. Auto pick favorites for new decks. When you make a new deck, its cosmetics avatar are automatically chosen. Thank God, because this was really stupid. This was some of the dumbest stuff. It's, you have a favorite, right? And you'd be like equipped to all. But how come whenever I get a new deck, it doesn't automatically like choose one of my favorites or a random one of my favorites? Like, why is it still, if these are my favorite ones and I can distinguish which ones I like the most, why is it still going to the default card back and the default agent, you know, just nobody avatar? So finally, that's needed. Audio, new voiceover for Hela. I'm excited for that. Ultron, awesome. Apocalypse. Hopefully it's like the X-Men animated series from the 90s Apocalypse. That would be great. Infinite. I'm looking forward to Zola. Zola will be fun. Zola will be fun. Also, all these 6-cost cards need to have their own voiceovers. They just do. Swarm has new sound effects. It better be bees. A lot of bees. Like how Morbius has a whole bunch of bats and all that stuff. This one should just be bees whenever you're moving them around. Updated America Chavez's sound effects. I really didn't even know if she had sound effects that were very unique. Storm has new visual effects, which will be the bees, I'm hoping. Improved and sped up the visual effects for Mjolnir. I don't know why that's a sub of here. Maybe they just messed that up. But also, thank God for that. It is so annoying when Bar Sinister is out, someone plays Mjolnir there, and it's just, they have like 2 Thors somewhere. And it's just such a pain in the ass. So thank God. No more waiting around forever when one Mjolnir affects multiple Thors. Just saying that. Updated her visual effects. Good. She could use a little bit of a boost for her prettiness. Alright, this is the big patch for design. We're integrating work across for months. Alright. America Chavez. What? She's a 2/3 on reveal. The top card of your deck gets +2 power? What? We know that America Chavez has been a beloved card to many, dating back to the beta, and this reworked is it is a major change. However, the previous functionality of America Chavez was troubling, and we're changing it to be in the interest of better aligning with our philosophy for the game and the kinds of things we want to be strong, interesting, and healthy for deck building. How is she not that? Philosophically, America Chavez doesn't behave the way we want cards to. She most often isn't played or even used for fun synergies. Just for a percentage increase on drawing other cards, yes, making an 11-card deck. That's not to say used to meet our standards for the Dracula decks are cool. We respect that. Many players enjoy the concept of deck thinning or fixing draws, but it's dangerous to the metagame health that America Chavez does this too freely for too many decks. In fact, she's often the most popular card in the game on a given week. I can see that. But most of the time, that means she's pushing the 12th most interesting card for a deck out of it. We are sure some players worry that their deck won't work without Chavez. Put simply, this is very unlikely deck thinning. While strong, it's often overestimated, plus she's made a lot of your opponent's decks more consistent too. However, if a deck is meaningfully weakened, the change also frees up the buff to them to aim for more designs at specific archetypes. I can't read. This is crazy. So why this design? We wanted something simple and clean because Chavez is still a Series 1 card. Something we value in those cards is creating moments of a discovery by offering players a wide variety of small combos, and this fits the bill. This new card, competitively rated as a technical 2/5, and we're curious about which of the many cards will have a +2 buff? I mean, this is going to be great for Sebastian Shaw if you get it. And it's nice that it's that, but it's just like, I really enjoyed the percentage of drawing the cards that you want when you have Chavez in your deck. I do. I really like that. But it's just one of those like nice, guaranteed, if all your stuff goes wrong and you just need that, you have her on turn 6. 2 of the games I played today and yesterday, I remember with the werewolf deck, you expect werewolf to be jumping up all over the place, but a Chavez in the deck. And throwing your opponent off with just like a Chavez is great. Like it's a fantastic sys cost. So we'll see. We'll see. Oh shit. Alioth. Destroy all unrevealed enemy cards here. Oh no. Alioth has enjoyed an interesting position in Snap. Oh, hold on. With an acceptable win rate and cube rate, but a bad reputation. We've monitored the latter alongside the performance as we expected time and the experience would help. However, he's become more commonplace and remained frustrating, so we're taking action. The changes Alioth from a catch-all endgame threat. That's especially good when revealing first to absolutely requiring it. Well, this is a little bit different from that. First, yeah, not having priority does sometimes determine whether I'm actually going to play Alioth or not. But I don't like it, but it's necessary to have something like that. Question is, this says destroy all unrevealed enemy cards here. If I'm going against someone with Invisible Woman, and they Invisible Woman, and then they do like Iron Lad on 4 there, MODOK and Hela, some stuff like that, right? Do I get to destroy all the cards that are unrevealed there, that aren't just played there? That's what this looks like, and that's awesome. It says Luke Cage, and I'm scared. New ongoing, your cards here. Oh, Luke, I mean, he's a very powerful card, but oh my god. He should be it. When Luke Cage debuted, cards that reduced power weren't popular. Scorpion was played more than any of the other options. Since we've added more cards and adjustments, and this Luke's effect is much stronger. We've also seen him in good decks combining with low-cost tech cards. Variety of enemy roads to victory. We've reevaluated the kind of impact low-cost cards should have, and ultimately it doesn't fit healthy for them to shut off multiple higher-cost investments regardless of their location. In the future, we'll more often localize abilities like this one. We're also aware that Luke's performance affected other balancing, and that some power reducing cards may be too strong for Luke to rein them in. We'll be monitoring them closely. Yeah. Well, it doesn't protect against Hazmat, but it also doesn't let the person playing Hazmat have all their cards saved. Okay. Set all cards here, and now it's a 2/2. That is crazy. Last one, 3/3 to 2/3. Okay. Okay. Okay, first, that's fine. Shadow King, 2/3, 2/2, whatever. I mean, he's still good, but he shouldn't have changed. Now this, after you play a card that fills this location, again, localizing these things. They're localizing this stuff. There are 2 major changes to how she's triggered and another to where. You play a card that fills this location. We previously placed Elsa's effect in the same thing as in the same timing window as Shuri because we thought it would all pair better with some of the lesser played cards. However, we saw early after her release that most players mostly found this confusing when a location was filled via on reveal or an after trigger. So with changing the timing to use the after window, good. Like Angela and line up expectations. Okay, similar to the philosophical for Luke Cage, it's going to be localized. Okay, she was very strong. They're boosting her power, great. I can see how it's a little bit of a pain in the ass for that. This, I'm wondering if this is one of the problems with how she's played. First, drinky time. Next. When I had, let's say I have Elsa at one location, and then I play Jubilee and another card there. The second card there, whatever, Jubilee and then, like, I don't know, like Human Torch, who cares, right? Jubilee, one other card. I play Jubilee, she fills up to 3 cards, and then the card I played that was the third card there is now going to be the 4th card filling that. So that should be getting the Elsa power, but it wasn't getting the boost from Elsa's buff. So hopefully this changes that. It's going to make her less popular, less powerful, but again, localizing her effect because it was very strong. Especially, you know, turn 6, you have a whole bunch of things filled, you throw it on 3 cards, and it's just crazy. All right. Kitty Pride's going back to 1/1. Good. Ebony Blade can't be destroyed, and its power can't be reduced. Huh. That's great-ish. I haven't gone against a lot of Ebony Black Knight decks, but that is really crazy. We didn't have 2-3 Shadow King testing it. OTA. Finally, this season with Shadow King's a lot more popular than Everblade, so we're hitting both goals by bolstering. Yeah. I mean, I think this is going to bite itself in the ass. I think we're going to see a lot of Black Knight decks if this is what can happen right now. That's crazy. All right, what's next? Although you could always Enchantress or Rogue this. That's kind of nice. That it's an ongoing effect and not like a text effect. That's good. Our internal playtesting, Miss Lowe, as she's failed to find a secure home in the metagame, we're underestimated like a splash damage she'll take from Miss Marvel, creating incentive to counter ongoing effects. We'd like to push her strength to the limit. This is a big thing. I've seen quite a raise in Ravonna decks since her change to down to 2. I think a 2/2 would have been better, because she's doing the same thing as Zabu to a point. She's reducing the cost of cards. So this is kind of just like a push to, like, it's too much. I think this is going to change in the January patch or some OTA in the meantime if they do an OTA. 2/3 is just too much. Mind Stone. Draw 2 stones from your deck to draw 2 1-cost cards. A buff. Great. Bet no one claims called it on this one. Some designs we've played around for future effects, granting players random Infinity Stones, which was really fun unless you got Mind Stone. While we like a bit of high variance every now and then, the frustration was worth solving. We're making this change ahead of the effect in order to see how this affects Thanos decks. What? Some design ideas we've played around for future effects of granting player a random Infinity. Oh, okay. So in the future, they may have some effects that's going to give somebody a random Infinity Stone. And if you get Mind Stone, what is that actually going to do for you? Because it has no other effect other than drawing 2 Infinity Stones from your deck. Now it's going to be 2 1-cost cards. So this is a great preventative or anticipation type of movement, and it makes it better because you're still drawing. You have the chance to draw Infinity Stones. Most likely you will. Great. Move update. Unrevealed cards mostly can't be moved. One of the default rules is that unrevealed cards are generally immune to being destroyed, bounced, or referenced for effects. They're not considered to have been played. That wasn't true for movement effects, however. Initially, we decided to go that way on newer content because of the 2 most prominent mover cards at the time, Arrow and Juggernaut. Both necessitated moving unrevealed cards for their effect. We've since seen this inconsistency causing confusion, causing more confusion than we feel it's worth. So we're standardizing move to only affect revealed cards by default, with anything that moves unrevealed cards explicitly saying so. And this is going to be it. Some cards have been functionally affected by the state, so their text won't change. Spiderman, move to another location, pull an enemy card from here to there. So I guess he's staying the same. Stagron's a 4 and 6. Awesome. Ready for it. Wait, so this means that... Okay, so these two are going to do revealed cards. Stagron can't move an unrevealed card. Okay. Spider-Man moving an unrevealed card. You know, that was like real pain in the ass. Moving unrevealed cards for him. I hated it. When it happened to me. Really when it happened to me. Okay. Juggernaut. First, Stagron's been out for a while, occasionally. However, he's been fairly stagnant in both win rate and play rate. Yeah, I get it. I love Stagron. I don't use him too often because there's just better cards out there, but he's a lot of fun. It really is. I think I would have made him on par with Spider-Man instead of a 4-5, a 3-5. Weird making him a 4-6. I mean, it makes more sense. I might even make him a 4-7 just to get that boost. I mean, if they're doing that with Renslayer, if they really want people in their deck, why not just make him a 4-7? Whatever. 4-6 is better. I think maybe making him a 3-5 like Spider-Man would have been better. Anyway. Including unrevealed card for Juggernaut. That's great. And Arrow. Unrevealed, move the last played enemy card to this location. Huh? Oh, she's a 5-9. Not so for Arrow. Oh. This means cards like Green Goblin will move if it's already revealed and changed side. It's minor, but okay. Not so for Arrow. She's been reworked more substantially. Arrow is joining most of the other move cards and will no longer affect unrevealed cards. However, to accommodate the change, we've lifted Arrow's restriction to target the last card your opponent played regardless of what turn it was played on. Okay. Great. This effect is fairly different, and it plays out a bit like a nerf for us, so we're compensating Arrow with an additional point of power that still keeps her under Shang-Chi's new radar. Keep in mind that this is the same way Taskmaster won't copy the power of a missing card. Arrow won't move one. We've lifted the restriction to target the last card your opponent played, regardless of what turn it's on. You know, I don't know if Arrow... I always assumed it was this... Oh, yeah, played this turn. So that's great. So now if you have priority, and you can still play Arrow, it's just going to move the card they last played last turn. So it's not like she's going to be completely worthless, but it's going to be harder. Okay. Bug fix. Phoenix Force copies can move. We usually call out our bug fixes at the bottom of the patch notes, but we're doubling up on this one because it's fairly impactful gameplay. When you make a copy of a card, merge with the Phoenix Force now, such as when you play Phoenix and Sinister London, maybe revive multiple man, you'll be able to move the original copy. Yes, that was really frustrating. I would play Nico and then Phoenix, and I would get a copy, but it wouldn't do anything. It would just sit there. So that sucked. All right. Non-functional text updates. This is always important to read too. So first, let's just go back and review some of this stuff. Chavez. Chavez is crazy. Like, not like she's crazy good. It's just crazy how they changed her. Like, that's such a huge change. It's massive. Will I still keep her in the decks? Probably. Okay. Alioth. Sad, but I needed it. I don't think this kills him. If this is just all unrevealed enemy cards here, anything with like Dark Dimension, if you're able to reveal first, which I still don't understand how Dark Dimension reveals sometimes. I don't pay enough attention to it. Does the person with priority that turn get to reveal their cards first? Or is it after that turn is over, whoever has the new priority gets to do it? I don't know. I need to pay attention. All right. Luke Cage sucks, but you know what? Needed. He was getting a little bit too powerful. It was putting him in all these crazy decks. Yeah. Shadow King. I think this is dumb. Also, this 6-2. He shouldn't have changed his power. It should have been 6-3. You're getting rid of all enemy cards, and now just the unrevealed cards. So now if you don't have priority, what's the point of having them? And so this 6-2 change, stupid. Really stupid. This should actually be, now I'm thinking about it, like a 6-4. He should get a buff in power. Because his functionality changed to get worse. Just like they did Arrow, her functionality is now worse. Due to other changes that are happening, he needs to be a 6-4 or go back to a 6-5. Something like that. Having him go down even more? Dumb. Because if you don't have priority, like, what's the point? I don't know. It's stupid. Whatever. Luke Cage needed. Glad he got the power buff. Shadow King, not needed. I don't see that. This one definitely needed to be localized. She's not used as much. Good idea. Interesting. Hopefully we'll see more Black Knight decks. I do not have Black Knight, and I'm not looking forward to it that much, but we'll see what this does. She should have been a 2-2. 2-3. Too strong. Put her on the same thing as Zabu. 2-2. Mind Stone. Awesome. Spiderman. Doesn't do unrevealed cards anymore. Awesome. Stegron. Power buff. Doesn't do unrevealed cards, but power buff. Awesome. Juggernaut. Move away all enemy cards here played this turn. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a text change. But it's this, right? It's exactly the same card. Just changed it. Okay, great. Arrow. Definitely a nerf from even a currently nerfed place, but at least they made an adjustment, 2 adjustments to fix her. Raised her power and allowed for the last played card, even was last turn or the turn before. Great. Let's go to this. Phoenix Force, great. Alongside these balance changes, we made a number of minor text updates to pursue for clarity. Reducing the frequency of the word random. Most of our card affecting abilities will have some potential randomness built into them. Using the word random inconsistently leads to confusing assumptions. We're restricting it to instances where we felt it addressed specific potential and confusion. Okay, great. Shifting to the word to on dependent effects, cards like Gambit will now read a little more clearly with regard to which effect depends on which. Reducing the word count on discard effects like Hellcarrier. We need from your hand on cards like Blade so that players learning the discard mechanic know cards are always discarded from your hand, but cards that reward discarding, that's redundant since the cards doing the discarding already says it. Okay. Shortening this location to here. Cool. Standardizing the use of the word enemy. This was just a small number of cards with various variations on their text. Some other stuff because we liked it better. Cool. None of these changes affected the functionality of any cards. The following cards have changed text. All right. There we go. That's a lot. So they just made it so they look better. Those are the patch notes. This is a long video. This is 30 minutes. What do you guys think of this absolute insanity for this? I'm looking forward to the albums. This featured mystery variants. Stupid. Really stupid. It should be guaranteed for the album. Not a higher chance. Guaranteed. No, most people, I can see a whole bunch of creators doing this. YouTube videos, and the first one they do is not the actual one. It just seems like a stupid choice to do. Whatever. All right, next. Emotes. I think that's great. All these updates, guys, let me know what you guys think. It's 30 minutes. If you made it to the end of this video, fantastic. Thank you guys so much. I just spent 30 minutes doing this instead of playing my infinite tickets, which I desperately need to do. Have a great time, guys. We'll see you later.